It's winter here in Minnesota. The ground is frozen. There's snow everywhere. It's cold. My garden is sleeping. My barns are pretty much shut down. So this is the time of year where we kind of walk around and we figure out, okay, what are we going to do? Because what happens in Minnesota is there's snow, there's cold, there's ice, everything's frozen, and you're waiting, and then all of a sudden spring comes and you hit the ground running and you're behind. And we plan for it every year, and every year we get behind. And I don't know how that happens.
You're so silly. You're such a funny cat.
So I'm in the chicken bacon ranch right now, and you can see it's divided. Over there on that side is where the pigs normally are, and then they have an area, they have a door they can get out, and then they have a big area outside that they can hang out in, and normally that's where they are. They don't generally come inside, just because they like to be outside. And then over here on this side, we have where we keep the meat birds and where we keep the turkeys, and we can actually divide this coop in half in the middle, so we can keep them separate if we need to, or if we're raising two different batches of different sizes, or we have lots of things on our farm that we have made it so if we need to put something else in here, we can make this happen. And so that's what we've got. The problem is the meat birds and the turkeys can't get outside right now. They have so much room in here. We usually raise 50 meat birds at a time and maybe 10 to 12 turkeys. They have tons of room in here. The turkeys usually are here much longer than the meat birds, obviously. So they have tons of room to hang out in here, and that's not an issue. But I'd really like them to be able to get outside. We haven't had our chickens and our birds outside free range for a few years. We did when we were first here, and then we had a huge problem with predators here, and that's not fun to deal with. And I kind of felt like I was replacing chickens just to feed the neighbor's dog or the fox in the area or the eagles that were flying over. It just really was a huge issue. And so instead we have, for our egg birds, we have a really big covered area that they can be in, and our ducks have a huge covered area they can be in, but we never did that for our meat birds. So I'll just take you in here and show you kind of how it's set up. Ooh, door's catching. So we've got everything in here. Oh, it's cobwebby in here. So I've got this area, and then this here can open up into a hole, and it's probably not going to open because the ground has moved because it's frozen, but there's a whole nother area in there, and then we can open this door up if we want a whole area for them to be in. The problem is I want to make a hole in the wall right here or there or somewhere for them to be able to get outside, because out here we got a big old pasture that nobody's using, and my birds could be out there. So back here, we actually have this area here. Somewhere in there I want to put a door or a gate, or not a gate. A gate's not the right word. I want to put a door so the chickens can get out, so the turkeys can get out, and they can hang out in this big area here that actually goes, let's see if I can turn the camera. So it goes behind there, it goes behind this blue shed, and then it actually goes all the way behind, over there behind the big barn. When we first moved here, we actually had horses and goats, and that's where they were. That was their place to hang out, and we don't have those anymore. So we have this pasture that's not being used. I don't see us in the near future getting any large animals again. We've kind of settled on birds and pigs are really kind of our thing. Not to say we won't change our mind in the future, but for right now this area isn't being used, and so it would be really cool if we could make this, re-fence it, and then put a cover on it. Probably cut down some trees in there. Actually passed this by my husband, you guys. And he said to me, I said to him, so I kind of want to do this thing where I want the meat birds and the turkeys to be outside, but it's probably going to be too much of a pain in the butt to make happen. Like, it's probably not even possible. And that sweet man, he says to me, oh no, we can just cut a hole in the side of the building, put in a door, move the electric fence back, cut down a couple trees. No biggie. We'll do it. We can do it. You guys, I don't know if he understands how very, very, very hot he was in that moment. I mean, I think he's hot all the time, but I'm telling you, when you tell me things like, yeah, we can do this cool thing on the farm, we can totally change this, we can build this, you want to see this happen, let's make it happen. That's how you turn a farm girl on. Not lying. This is our outdoor area. This is where we have our chickens in this first area here. I hope I don't trip walking. There's some excellent drifts back here. So I hope I don't trip because that'd be funny. Good for the outtake roll, right? And then over here is where we have our ducks. And obviously they can get into the barn. And I don't know if you can see on the video, but it is covered. So we do have all of our outdoor runs covered. So obviously we'd have to do that in the other one that I want to put in. That cat, she's gonna follow me everywhere. That's Poofy Kitty, you guys. Her name was Gremlin. Now her name is Poofy Kitty. Now I'm in our big barn. The only animals we have in here right now are cats. That's a long story. We kind of shut down our entire farm for the winter. I'm going to be doing another video about why that was. That was a purposeful choice that we made. And so we will be starting everything back up in a couple months, and I can hardly wait, you guys. Like, not having any animals here except barn cats and crazy dogs is making me crazy. So I am really looking forward to getting the animals back. But more on that in an upcoming video. So just walking through here kind of to show you how everything's set up. Some stuff hasn't been cleaned. This is actually our duck area in here. Those are old nesting boxes from other animals we used to have in here. But yeah, that's where we keep our ducks, and that kind of crazy door right there that's blocked by hay right now is that's where the ducks get out. And the chickens were up in a couple coops, or would be up in a couple coops that I passed by and didn't even show you. So yeah. It's kind of, I'm really excited to get stuff going here again on the farm, especially when it comes to animals, because I'm definitely an animal person. I love growing stuff. I love being in the garden, having my hands in the dirt and doing all that, but I really like, my forte is the barn and the animals and raising all the animals and providing meat for our freezer. So that's my forte. Oh my gosh. I am really excited to get things going here again on the farm. I'm very excited for the snow to melt. Very excited for spring to come. I'm very excited for all the snow to be gone and the green grass to come back. That will make me happy. And it will give me a lot to do. It will make me very busy. But I will tell you one thing I'm not really looking forward to, and I'm a little bit nervous about, actually. If you follow my blog at farmishkindoflife.com, or you follow my podcast, Farmish Kind of Life Podcast, you will know that last year, in June, we had a well project that we had to do, and our entire yard, like our entire yard, was completely dug up. We had a water line break, which turned into a huge issue. We actually ended up having to pretty much redo our well. And all of this, where you can't see obviously because it's covered with snow, but where these orange cones are, all of this is going to be a huge mess. A huge mess when all this snow melts, because it's going to be mud. There's nothing there but dirt. This is all dirt. Like, I want to pretend that there's going to be grass here, but the truth of the matter is most of my property is going to be mud. Oh, hey, you want to see where my garden is supposed to be? That right there, all that in the fence, that's supposed to be my garden. It's covered with snow. And that other area over there that you can kind of sort of see, wow, nobody's been out here. This snow's kind of deep. This area is also a little garden. And up on those corn cribs is where we have our grapevines. I'm gonna watch this video in like August when I'm sweating because it's over 80 degrees. I'm telling you guys, I'm from Minnesota and I am built for like being okay when it's 30 or 40 below, which means when it's 80 above, my body pretty much shuts down and I become a whiny, horrible person who thinks they're gonna die because it's really hot. So I'm gonna watch this video with my red nose and my coldness. I mean, it's really not that bad. I don't even know what the temperature is today, and it will help cool me off when I'm sweating in the garden. And all you people in Louisiana and Texas and all those places, you can laugh at me and you can say, oh, Amy, that's so cute that you're sweating and you're miserable and it's 82 degrees, right? And I'll say, yeah. But what do you do when it's 30? When it's 30 here in Minnesota, we don't even wear coats. I'm telling you. It's funny how people get used to different stuff in different weather. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you want more videos, more vlogs, more how-tos, more Ask a Farmish Girl videos, you can click subscribe and remember to click that little dingy bell because that will help you know when I put out a new video. So this is fun. We should hang out more often.